Hello everybody, MD Polo here. Thanks for joining me. It seems like in the last couple of months, every time I make a video, I open it by saying that we have something special. I've been very lucky, privileged that I have gotten my hands on some special pieces and I wanted to share them with you. Today is no exception. We have on the table the Smith & Wesson Model 52 Master. This Model 52 was introduced in 1961. The example in front of you was one of those first production runs, and it was made in 1961. It is in magnificent shape. It's a pistol that is almost 59 years old, and is just fantastically preserved. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a bit of history on the gun, what makes it special, and walk you around it a bit. Now, the finish on this pistol is so incredible. It is like glass. So, as I touch the gun, as I move it around, I'm going to leave fingerprints, and that's just the way it is. The last time I used white gloves on a pistol, I got some interesting comments on the comment section about Michael Jackson and stuff like that. So, no white gloves today, but just bear with me as I leave fingerprints all over this. If you are old enough to remember a DeLorean, I actually had a DeLorean, and they would look beautiful, stainless steel, but the minute somebody touched it, it left a fingerprint, and you had to walk around with a bottle of Windex and a towel. So that's what this reminds me of. But look at the finish on this pistol. And I don't know if the lighting is going to give it justice, and I'll try to play around with the focus the best that I can. It's got the original grips. And before I go any further into the details of it, I'll just walk you around the pistol itself. It's got checkering in the back. It's got checkering in the front. It's got the original Smith & Wesson with wood grips with the original gold Smith & Wesson emblem here. And it is a Model 52 no dash. As we go to the other side of the gun, well, here we got a very pronounced beaver tail. We got the safety, and we have got a very, very sharp hammer back here. Target sights, blacked out front and rear, fully adjustable in the back. We got a long extractor. The medallion is on both grips. Got the other logo here, Smith & Wesson. And just look at this thing. You can see the teeth right here in the front, the button that you need to push. There's a tool that you use to turn this and take down the pistol. I'm not going to take it down. I'm not going to dare to disassemble this thing and maybe put a scratch on it, but you can see that little button that needs to be pressed here. So there it is, the Smith & Wesson Model 52. This is not going to be a long video, but I want to try to show you the best that I can. Look at the finish on this thing. So back when this pistol was made in 1961, most of pistols at this level were handmade. And the people that made them were master gunsmiths. They were just masters at their craft. They were artists, and they did this with pride. Most of the components for these pistols were either made by hand, and for sure they were hand fitted to each pistol. You take a look at it right here. That would be your sight picture right there. So what makes this pistol special? Well, there were only about 3,500 made of this particular model, or the 52 no dash, in 1961, and there's a reason for a limited production run as that one. What makes this special is you've got a 1911 style gun, so it is a 1911 type gun, and it is a double action. Originally, when it came out in 1961, it was a double action 1911 that shoots 38 Special Wadcutters only, with a capacity of 5 rounds. 5 rounds only, 38 Special Wadcutters, 1911 double action. That's what made this so unique and so special. The trigger is phenomenal. The takedown is easier than it is on a regular 1911, as I showed you here. You just press the button, take the special tool, this comes out, and just the slide pops out. It's got a long extractor, which was one of the issues, and I'll tell you a little bit of the history behind it. The extractor was causing problems in one of the models. So let me give you a little bit of history on the progression of the different models of this gun. In 1961, the Model 52 was introduced, which is the one in front of you. And the 52 originally was a double action gun that could also be fired in single action. And let me show you how that took place. Now, the gun has been safety checked prior to the beginning of the video. And before we go there, let me show you the mag. So nice quality, all metal, 5 rounds, 38 Special, fully seated, Wadcutter only. It's going to say Smith & Wesson right here, if I can get the focus to cooperate. There it is, Smith & Wesson. Again, very nice. And it's got a mag safety in it, so it will not fire with a mag out. But what I wanted to do was show you, if it'll let me with a focus, is there is a screw that is, I don't know if I can find it here with a light. There's a screw. There it is. You see it? It is, if you look at the feed ramp, look right below it and you see a frame mounted screw. It is that screw that controlled whether you fired the gun in single action or double action. Now that is something that the competitive shooters did not like at all. So this was this is present in the 59-0. So there's a couple of ways that you can know whether you have, besides the model on the side of the frame, whether you can know if you have which model you have is by whether that screw is present in the frame and the size of the extractor. So model 52-0, it did not have, it did have that screw. I'm sorry, I'm getting my model numbers confused here. While we're doing this, I want to show you what an incredible trigger this has. And again, since it's down here in safety, it is safe to dry fire this pistol. So there you have the trigger right there, and that's as much as it goes back. And then I try to listen to this. Absolutely spectacular. Some of the triggers that I've showcased in the previous videos on the special CCs and other special pistols that I've shown you have nothing on this. This is just absolutely spectacular. Try to listen again. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So 1961 was produced, Model 52. Problems with the competitive shooters liking the issue of a double action 1911 that could be shot in single action if you mess with that screw. So in 1963, Smith & Wesson introduced the Model 52-1. And that 52-1 was a completely new design for this pistol only firing mechanism, which gave you a single action only pistol, and that screw, frame mounted screw, was removed. So now you had 2 generations of this pistol out in the market. As we move forward in history, in 1970, the 52-2 began production. And what that did is it fixed a problem that the previous 2 models were having, and now we're getting back to talking about the extractor. So the first two models, the 52 and the 52-1, with this long extractor, they were having issues. And some of these extractors were actually breaking. So the model 52-2 in 1970 fixed that issue by putting a smaller extractor, and that seemed to have fixed the issue with it breaking. So those are the ways that you can tell the different types of Model 52s that are out there. Now the 52-2, which was the final production run, like I said, it started in 1970. It finished its run in 1993. That's when the last one was made. So it began its life in 1961. It ended in 1993. 3 different production runs of one of the most special and unique pistols that I've had a privilege of handling. A 38 Special Wadcutter only, 1911, that holds 5 rounds. Pretty special. So once again, here we go, shortish video. Thank you, David Perk, again for lending me this special gun. And oh, before I forget, I wanted to show you one more thing. I almost forgot about this. Sorry about that. One of the things that Smith & Wesson introduced, I almost forgot about this. As you're looking at the barrel, and I hope I can get the focus to work with me here. It's not working very well. You see on the barrel that is not straight. You see this bubble at the end? Let me see if I can. I think you can see it right here where the line is. It is not straight. So Smith & Wesson believed that with a straight barrel, as it sits inside of the slide, when you're shooting and it moves up and down, there's play in here. There's a little bit of play in between the barrel and the slide and inside, and that messes with the accuracy. So what they did was they put this little ring here, this little bubble that is part of the frame, and I apologize for the focus, but I'm trying to find the spot there. So with that little bubble here, it sealed pretty much the fit inside here, thus eliminating that play and making the gun more accurate. I can't believe I almost forgot to share that with you, because that's one of the main things they advertised with this pistol. So anyway, almost forgot one of the most important things, so sorry about that. So here we go. Now we're done. Smith & Wesson, Model 52. Thank you, David. And please don't forget to support your local gun shops. Our Second Amendment rights are under attack, and they're the ones that are not going to turn their backs on you. So until the next one, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for putting up with my one-shot only videos. I try to film these all in one take as much as I can, and there are some hiccups along the way. But thank you, and until the next one, God bless.